Hey, everybody. It is Deborah Kagan, your Mojo Recovery Specialist. Welcome to another edition of your Mojo Moment. This is the new game, let's call it a game that I'm playing. I don't even necessarily want to call it a series. It is a new game I'm playing, which is doing a live mostly every day in this year, and I've been doing pretty good for the most part, and you seem to be enjoying it as well. So thank you for those of you who continue to tune in and to comment and to share and to ask questions and give feedback. So for those of you who are new, again, I am Deborah Kagan, and I am your Mojo Recovery Specialist, and I'm really excited to be back with you today. It is the day after. I just did my big women's weekend. It's the Rock Your Mojo Women's Weekend. And we just completed that. It was fantastic. It was such a great weekend, great group, phenomenal people, some incredible guest speakers. And it was, thank you. It was it was just so great. And it's the day after that. And I was thinking about it and I thought, oh, well, what would be a good idea to share with you? And I thought about how I used to be after I would do these weekends, and how I would used to be after doing kind of big work stuff. And maybe some of you can relate to this. Some of you who might be A-types or workaholics. And frankly, after I would do big events or work things, I would just keep going. And go and go and go and go and work and work and work and work. And there was no space, really. It was just a continuous train. And while we can think, well, we got to get stuff done and it has to happen. And, if I don't do it, who's going to do it? And blah, 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 blah. It's really not a very mojolicious way to live, right? And what I'm sitting here and I got so present to today was how freaking awesome and transformed that I know, I left my cell phone on, excuse me, how transformed I know that I have become over these years just by the sheer fact of two simple things. And I want to share those with you today. Number one, scheduling. I have a whole audio lesson that's actually a bonus in the mentorship that I run, and it's called the Sensual Support System. Sensual Support System, and it is all there's a piece of that which is all about scheduling, and really scheduling your life so that you have more pleasure. And you still get the shit done that you need to get done. It's really funny because when women start to listen to that audio lesson and put it into practice in their life, it's like really challenging. And I know it was super challenging for me in the beginning because you get so used to being in this grind and getting in this rhythm, which is like a nonstop rhythm. And then it becomes your norm. And to do anything different than that feels wildly uncomfortable, actually. And it speaks to this other piece of willing to be comfortable with getting a little uncomfortable. And sometimes that discomfort is in service to your mojo, right? Most of the time it's in service to your mojo. So I was thinking about that sensual support system lesson that the mentorship gals get. And I was thinking about, oh yeah, I am feeling so good after the event. Still feeling, yes, I'm a tiny bit tired, but I'm certainly not exhausted. And I realized I was looking at my schedule for the week and I went, oh, right. That's because you actually apply the things that you teach. And this week has become, the week after the event now has become much more spacious in that, yes, there is still business and follow-up and things that need to get handled, and those are getting done. But it's not a packed back-to-back existence. And that's obviously on purpose, right? It's on purpose because, running an event can be pretty wonderful, and also an intense amount of energy output. So I am working in my robe today, and I have spent a lot of the day also. We did have a team meeting. So that's always on the docket, right? It really is about making sure that your priorities are handled, right? And one of the priorities needs to be self-care. So you can still have a team meeting or meet with your spouse or your employee or your boss or your partners, and you can still then go and get a massage, or you could work in your robe all day, or you can read a book, or whatever it is that you do for self-care. Like, it doesn't have to be complicated. You don't need to necessarily go take a 2-week vacation, although I'm not mad at that. I've tended to take a little break before actually I do my live event, because for me it's a way to really unwind and to fill my own cup. So therefore, when I do lead the Rock Your Mojo Women's Weekend, I'm coming from a place of overflow. And that's something that I talked about a lot over the weekend, and I talk a lot about, with my women, because as women, we are, and part of the conversation that the ladies shared at the mic, really that what was like taking them away from their mojo was the fact that, they have been trained and for decades put everybody else in front of them before them. And so therefore, there's fumes happening for them, right? There's just a level of exhaustion and depletion. And it's a mindset shift first, which can be a very, again, uncomfortable mindset to step into, that it goes you first, right? Just like when you're on the airplane, hello, oxygen mask on you first, and then you go take care of everybody else, right? Because you got to be filled up. And so it's hugely important. And that's become a game changer for me. It actually has helped make me more productive to live that way. And particularly, after these weekends and hosting these events, to make sure that is in place. And not only in place in your head, right? Today's Mojo Moment is about self-care and scheduling. So you have to, it's like we can say, oh, great, I'm going to go and, I'll do a bubble bath, or I'll, do something. And then you get caught up in whatever you get caught up in. And then the next thing you know, no self-care. And just like you would make a date with a friend or a business lunch or a business coffee, you would schedule it. You'd put it on your calendar. And that needs to happen for your self-care as well, to get it into existence, right? And that can be directly on whatever kind of calendar you use. If you're old school and write it down, or if you're a Google Cal or an iCal or an Outlook or whatever it is that you use, get your self-care on your calendar, right? Even if it's a big just chunk of a couple hours that says self-care time. And then you can do whatever you want to do, right? Just get it in the calendar. And that way it won't be, you won't cheat yourself. And some people are afraid to put things in their calendar because they think, oh, well, what if I get too busy or whatnot, or I'll feel overwhelmed. When you actually calendar pretty much everything, you have more freedom. You know what you are committed to. You can look and see, what have I been committed to? So not only does it allow you to live your life in a more conscious way, it gives you the freedom to then reorganize or reschedule when necessary, right? And if it's not in the calendar, it is less likely to happen in your life. So schedule your self-care. No matter how busy you are, everybody's busy these days. Schedule some self-care, and then, take some days and work in your robe. That's what today has been for me. It's been a mix of the self-care and working from home. So again, fantastic. I love seeing that you are calendaring for the next weeks, and awesome that you've got the self-care in there. Right on, Jennifer. And for those of you, if anybody has any questions about this, go ahead and comment below. If you know somebody that's a freaking workaholic and doesn't take care of himself, go ahead and tag them below in a comment. And you can always share it and share this live with them as well. So thanks for those of you who tune in live, and for those of you who watch the replay, thank you as well. To my new folks that are joining for the first time, welcome. This is, again, I'm Deborah Kagan, your Mojo Recovery Specialist. And if you would like to schedule and secure a phenomenal weekend that is inspiring, invigorating, filled with, lots of tips about self-care, as well as rituals and mojo expanding experiences, we've got the earliest early bird tickets available for the next Rock Your Mojo Women's Weekend that is coming up October 11th to 13th in Los Angeles, California. So ladies, get your booties to LA in October. I would love to see you there. It's an extraordinary experience. And I'll put the link to the website in a comment. And go ahead and grab your ticket. All right, everybody. Deborah Kagan signing off for today. I will see you soon. That would be like tomorrow. And I'm going to go take care of myself some more tonight. So anyway, love you lots. Bye for now.